Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Plugged In. This is the second episode of Plugged In, and I'm very excited about today's episode. I am your host, Jourdan Curl. Welcome, everyone, to the MavsGG channel. If you aren't already, go ahead and click follow. But I also want to introduce today's guest. They are here. They really don't need introductions, to be honest. These guys, you know them, you've seen them all over our social platforms. So, first, I'm going to give it over to Lance. Give him a chance to introduce himself to those that are new to the broadcast.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lance Sessions. I'm the assistant coach and team manager for Mavs Gaming. I'm excited for season 3 to start, and I'll toss it over to Sherm to give himself introduction.
Oh, yes. Sherm, second year here at MavsGG, back here again. Excited to be on Plugged In.
Awesome. So, these guys are very modest, very modest. Sherm, very accomplished player in season 2, rookie coming from season 2, great player, defensive candidate, I would say personally. So, we know all of that about you on the court, but something I've got to ask you guys, I have to check in. We've been in quarantine for 500 days now. How are you guys doing? Everything that's going on, you're in your apartments. How have you been?
Sherm, I'll let you go first.
All right, so a normal day for me, it's like the same day over and over again. But I get up, I get ready, make some breakfast, and then we hit some practices, some scrims, and then after that, just been chilling. I like to get a little workout in. And then play some other games on the side. But other than that, it's quarantine, so it's nothing too exciting, but I'm living day by day.
I have to ask you really quick, Lance, before you jump in.
Yeah.
I found out, Sherm, that you really like Little Caesars. Possibly your favorite type of pizza. Can you talk to me about that?
Oh, 100%. Little Caesars is the best pizza. First time I had it in Dallas, and it was amazing as expected. For me, it's the best pizza that I've had from the chain. So yeah, that's my favorite.
All right.
My go-to.
I can't believe this, but
Really?
Hey, don't hate on Little Caesars. For the price, it almost doesn't get any better.
that I loved it in high school, but now I
Or a
can't.
box.
Like, that feeds millions of college kids a year.
This is true. Lance, how have you been? I see you started a new series on your YouTube.
Yeah.
Everything's taking off. How's it going?
Quarantine's been very interesting. From like the Maverick side, like the job that we do, things really haven't changed too much besides being able to see the guys in person. But I feel like we've kind of transitioned pretty well to doing everything online when it comes to all the processes that we have, whether it be practice or try to get film in and things like that. So practice-wise, really hasn't changed too much. But on the other side of everything, it's insane. I'm glad the best thing I ever did in this quarantine was, get some workout equipment before the waves came and took everything out of every store. So getting that in is nice. Like Sherm said, like normal day-to-day is pretty much the same now. I'm excited to get the season rolling. That way things can kind of change and give us a little bit more to do. Practice day-to-day only gets so exciting, in my opinion. And to have, the season's schedule finally out, it's amazing to see, the teams we play and how we can prep for them.
Yeah, so since you mentioned it, we can just jump right into the schedule. Now that we found out everything's going to be remote, at least for these first 6 weeks, do you know, how has that impacted you, Sherm, as a player? What is that like for your mindset? Is it still the same as being on stage, or how does that change anything?
It's gonna be a little different because like last year, going to the studio and get to perform on stage against the other team, it's like you're so locked in, and the atmosphere is so crazy. But now that we're playing at home, it's gonna be it's gonna be a lot different. You're not gonna have your teammates next to you, so you can't hype them up. You can hype them up, but it's not gonna be the same as with the crowd behind you, and you can't talk to the team. So it's gonna be really different. And then just playing online, it could be anything can happen, and there's some teams better online than there is on stage. So us, I think we are a good online team and a on-stage team. So I don't think we will suffer from that. But other than that, I think it's gonna be a big change. But I think we're prepared for it.
How have the preparations been for you, like as a coach? Like, are you guys able to like meet like in person, or do you guys like just sit in the apartments and like Discord chat? Like, how does all that work?
Sadly, it's all Discord chats, text calls, trying to get them on video anytime we can, get them out of bed, and make sure they're doing what they have to do every day. Kind of like what Sherm was saying though, the in-person versus being in your house really changes a lot of things for teams, because some teams are like an in-person team. So if you take like maybe like the Celtics or the Blazers, who have a few like really good talkers, they don't really get to do what they do when everything's online. And so I think that our team's really prepared, because I think we're both, we're pretty neutral on stage. Our guys can get really hyped, but I think we can keep that same energy, with all of us in different apartments playing online.
So another question I have too: do you guys think teams still take play just as seriously because it's online versus being like LAN? So it's like if you win online, it's okay. Maybe you had the host or whatever. That's very common in esports. Do you think in the NBA 2K League, everyone still take it very seriously, or some teams may like blow off this like 6-week period? How do you guys feel?
I think these 6 weeks is a lot of games. It could be 10 games, 11 games, who knows? But this is majority of the season, so people have to be locked in. But some teams might think they might perform bad online and then do better when we go back to New York. So they might make an excuse like, oh, you guys are just an online team. We're bad online, we're better on stage, blah blah blah, that stuff. But I think they're very important. It's just like any other game, like LT always preaches. Every game's a playoff game. If you start off 0-3, then you're already in a hole, and then you gotta win out of the online games, and then hopefully keep that rolling into when we get to New York. But I think every game is equally important, online or New York.
All right, Lance, how do you feel?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I agree with a lot of things Sherm says. I mean, Jourdan, I hope teams don't take it serious. I mean, give us that extra edge.
Right.
But kind of like Sherm said, we really preach here that every game is a playoff game, no matter what. We want to go into each game like it's our last game of the year, because you never know at the end of the season. You talk all that online smack and saying, hey, you're only an online team, you can't play, in person, and then you start 0-6, 0-10, and then you just set yourself up for a loss. And so with such a short season, we don't have like the 82 game schedule like the NBA. You can't take a game off, and we prep like it's the last game that we're gonna ever play. So
yeah, so I just want to jump into chat right now. Of course, everyone, if you're in chat, feel free to ask questions. Lance, Sherm, they're down to talk to you guys. But we do have 2 questions coming in right now from Mediocre CEO. Shout out to Nathan in the chat. So first question, how are you guys feeling about the teams on the Mavs schedule?
The few teams that we lost to last year actually are on our schedule, but those are teams that I look forward to playing. But everyone on our schedule, there's no one I'm really fear of. I think we're, I always have the most confidence in ourselves and myself as, one of the best teams. And I still think we are the best team. We go out there and perform every day. We're practicing to get better, and that's our goal, to be the best team. So, about the teams, I'm not going to, say some teams are easier to beat than others and some teams are harder, but we have to go week by week and prepare to be our best.
Yeah, and we've also had a chance to see some of these teams play, like in the Spring 16. And like you said, some of the teams we lost to, some of the teams we beat. Like, for example, the T-Wolves, we played them early in the season. We beat them, but then they came at the end and won everything. So definitely can't take that lightly. Is there one game maybe you have a pin in, or you kind of looking forward to?
I would have to go with the Celtics for sure, because it's the rival between Dimes and Fab, and then they're also our rival, and then also they knocked us out of the playoffs and they beat us in the regular season. So it just stacks and stacks. But that's one team I really want to beat to get back at. Last year we ended on them and we lost, so it stung for a while, but now we're back, and that's one that's circled on the calendar for sure.
Nice, Lance. Is there a team you're maybe thinking about?
I mean, for me, I don't put any pins in each team. I look at each team as the same. They're going to be the toughest competition that we're going to play each and every week, because I feel like if you start, looking at this team is a little less competitive than the next team is where, you're going to get blindsided. And also, I just think your rosters change from year to year so much. Your leadership, the meta changes, the league build kind of changes a little bit. So a team that might not be as good last year, you never know, like the steps that those, players have taken in the offseason with their leadership or maybe their composure on stage or things like that. So for me personally, I just look at, everyone as being the best team, and let's just go and, prepare like it's the last one that we can play.
Awesome. And so the second question, this one personally, as someone who is behind the scenes on the social stuff, I took this personally. So I don't know how you guys felt about it, but thoughts on the Hawks schedule release calling us scrubs?
I don't know what is going on over there. I'm glad our social media team is not like that. I'll be blatant with it. It's horrible. But whatever. We're gonna prepare for the Hawks. We're gonna go out there and play our best. The Twitter talk is that I've done a lot of talk in the past 2 or 4 games, but that's bad. That's all I'm gonna say. That's just bad. That's bad trash talk.
Bad trash. It's too
Hand
early for
sanitizer.
that.
Wipes. They give us wipes. Come on.
I know. I was like, wipes?
Come
like, are
on.
they?
And to be honest, out of everybody, we're the only one that really got like the bad name. Like we got called Scrubs, and everyone else was just a name of a brand.
Yeah, I think they called
Crazy.
the Raptors gentle, but that was like,
Okay.
Weak.
it was
That's
a stretch,
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, one more question in the chat, and then we'll get back to the schedule. Joanna, hey Joanna, in the chat she asked, what shows or movies have you been watching during quarantine?
I think the big one for me right now is The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. Obviously, that just comes out, and it just goes back to show like the past of whatever he went through and his team and how he led to success. So that comes on every Sunday, 2 episodes a night, and that's what I've been doing every Sunday night, just watching that.
And for me, so if anyone knows me, I don't watch TV shows very often, but shout out to Mediocre CEO. So the director or producer who made Annihilation, which is like one of my favorite movies, also directed this TV show called Devs. So I binge watched that in like 2 days, and it was absolutely insane. I hope that the director said they're not gonna make a second season, which is bum me out, but hopefully they take that back and do a second one.
Yeah, so me and my mom have been watching on Netflix. I pay for it, but she has been using it way more than me. I had to set up her own account because I introduced it to her during this quarantine stuff. And we have been watching Money Heist on Netflix. Really, really good show. If you guys haven't watched it, it's really great. I'm not going to spoil it. It's basically about bank robbers and stuff, but it's really good. Watch it. It's really good. So, that's all I can say. Yes, best show. See, Des Rochers knows. He says best show. Or I don't know if he was talking about my show or you guys' show.
He's definitely talking about my show, so it's all right. No.
Yikes. So I wanted to also talk about looking at our matchups that are getting ready to come. The 2K League pointed out in their 6 matchups to watch our game against Pistons. Week 6, they're really looking forward to it. They talked about the fact that you've got Ramo versus PP Ballin, Dimes versus JT, all that, just something to look forward to. Why do you think that you guys, why do you just think in general that the league wants that game to be, one of the games that people should watch, and why is it so notable? How do you guys feel about that matchup?
I think that one might be a good one because you have the Rainbow and JT are back together, and then with Chargers, it's their Space Jam team, and I know Dimes played with that roster for a tiny bit of time, and then they probably just they think that JT and Dimes are going to be trash talking, and it's going to be Rainbow, so then we're all going to have to jump in. And it's going to be 5 people trash talking all game probably. So actually, that's not even going to be on stage. That's going to be online, isn't it?
Yeah, that's online, man.
But I still think that's Rainbow and Pete match up very well, and I think the JT Dimes thing. I think it's just it should be a good one.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a lot of this history, like just pro-am, like through the leagues and everything. That's why it's a key matchup, I guess.
Yeah, so, and then looking ahead to week 1, we've got Hawks Talon versus Heat Check. I don't know, I haven't really gotten a chance to see anything from Heat Check so far, but I believe that the Hawks participated in Spring 16. How did you guys feel about that competition and going into Tuesday's match? It's the first day of games. It's going to be exciting. Everybody's going to watch. Just how do you feel? Lance, I'll start with you.
I mean, for the Hawks with me, I mean, the big trade to get BP is always kind of nerve-wracking because he is one of the best scoring guards in the league. Other than that, I mean, the Hawks are, besides playing in the tournament, they're kind of an unknown team because they did have to kind of just, I think they kept like Styles and pretty much it's a whole brand new team, bringing in like Lee and other guys like that. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how, in my opinion, luckily they don't have to play on stage because that's like, I think this is like 60 to 70% of our game is, you can play in your room all day, but how can you perform out there with people all over you? Right. And so seeing this online is going to be interesting, but, I'm excited for the challenge. Last year we played the Kings pretty well. Just speaking on BP, being able to defend him, but, each year it changes. But it's going to be an interesting matchup, definitely.
Yeah, with, BP being one of the Rookie of the Year candidates. So, him going to the Hawks is going to be a whole new Hawks team we're going to see this year than last year. So I think it'll be exciting to see. BP, we know what he's going to do. He's going to be dribbling a lot. And, I think our defense is going to be up to par with it. And then we got the Heat after that. And it's going to be kind of different. It's going to be probably ran through a lot of hot shot, which is a center. So we're going to go point guard center matchup, key matchups this week. So, it's going to be exciting. We went 2-0 against these teams last year, and hopefully we keep that way.
Nice. So I want to go ahead and go into our last segment. We've got about 10 minutes left in the show, so if there's anyone in chat that has any questions, it can be anything at all for our guys. Again, they can still answer anything that you guys have in chat. But another thing I do want to ask, too, it's not 2K League related. I thought about it. Have you picked up any hobbies maybe during this quarantine period that have kept you going through this time?
Honestly, like new hobbies, not really.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, just playing video games and, working out. And that's about what I do on a daily basis. It's just kind of boring, but, it's got to be that way for now.
So other than the 2K League build, what other games are you playing?
I've been playing Minecraft, the big one. It's a new one, actually. But Minecraft, my friends, always a great game. I played the new Valorant game that came out, Call of Duty, the Warzone. So, just keeping up with my IRLs and my buddies back home.
That's good.
I've definitely, the biggest game I've been playing is The Witcher. Because I beat it once, the whole game. But I had, like when you reset, you can get like different storylines and stuff. So I'm on my second entire campaign now.
Did you also watch the show?
Oh yeah, So like the funny thing with me, when I like a show, I'll watch it within like 2 or 3 days. So I binge watched all of them. The Witcher, it was insane. I've never played anything like any of the first 2 games or anything about it until it came out on Netflix, and I'm all about it.
Nice. Yeah, my mom has been rewatching that too on Netflix.
That's a good show. That's actually a really good show. And the game's insane. Like the game's really cool. If you like Skyrim, and pretty much like Skyrim, like to be honest, like they're very close.
Got you. Nathan says Sherm's Minecraft game is on point.
He knows.
So I've never played Minecraft before.
Whoa!
I haven't.
Sherm has not invited me to a server yet. He's selling me out because he doesn't want these abilities.
We're about to beat it. It's over.
It's insane.
Wait. I thought you build worlds in Minecraft.
Yeah, basically.
There's an end game. There's an end game.
Yeah, there's a final boss. There's bosses.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
But see, Sherm doesn't play modded Minecraft, so that's how you know he's actually a rookie.
Oh, here we go. Sure, he can play Minecraft to begin with. Let's start on that.
That's true. Like, how do you not play Minecraft? It's literally the biggest game on the planet.
That is too funny. So modded Minecraft has a different community than like the basic Minecraft?
I would say, yeah. Like modded Minecraft, like the people who make those are insane. Like it's like legit like technologies and like magic and like it can take you a long time to build up on that one versus normal Minecraft.
It's like Park to Pro-Am.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Okay. I guess
I'm a park player
so.
at Minecraft.
Nice.
No, you're like, what's that court? Like you just throw alley-oops to each other and you jump on the trampolines? I can't remember it. The cages? Yeah, that's
in the
you.
cages with it. It's crazy. You disrespected him. That's just the coach.
Sheesh.
Live on air. Get you on my Minecraft server ASAP.
Disconnect Skype call.
Right.
Just gotta let them know.
That is too funny.
Relatable.
Okay, so I have to ask too, since we're possibly getting back in the season soon, well, we're definitely getting back in the season soon, but hopefully back on the flights, maybe back to New York soon. Where's the first place you guys are going to go when you get back to NYC?
Oh, that is easy for me. So where our hotel is, it's literally right across the road, Halal Guys. They have like a stand right there. It's like a 1-minute walk. It's the cheapest place in New York. Amazing. And there's a Halal Guys here in Dallas. I go there all the time. I'm so hooked on that stuff.
So is the one in Dallas just as good as the one in NYC at the food stand?
I mean, just in case, they might see this, they're both great.
Okay. There we go. Sponsor us. Sherm, how about you?
Let's see, like when I go to New York, I get like Chick-fil-A and stuff, so like it's the same stuff I get here, but traveling and stuff. In New York, there's this pizza place that's in New York that's just 99-cent pizza that I go to about every time. So it's like something like $2. Give me 2 slices, give me a water. It does the job.
Nice. Okay, we've got another question in chat. Nathan is asking, how have practices been going, and what are the challenges you see with remote gameplay? Great questions.
I think the practice has been going really good for us, but some challenges is playing other teams that are having problems with connection problems and lagging out, computer problems, whatever. But for on our end, we've been doing everything in our ability to stay in these games and complete them.
For me, I think the biggest challenge is going to be like your kind of team chemistry, because when you practice in person with each other, you can just kind of look over your teammate and give them that look, or a coach can step in and grab you by the shoulder and you kind of know what's going on and stuff like that. So just the ability where coaches can't really and players can't really just look at each other and you kind of feel the presence of what's going on. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest challenges we'll see, besides, of course, any technical issues that could happen, but just gameplay wise.
Yeah, I have a follow-up question to that. Sherm, do you miss being like side by side with your teammates at practice, like at the gaming hub?
I would say yeah, because even when you're scrimming, you get hype, and when you make a good play or whatever, momentum shifting, you want to dab your teammate up, do something, get hype with them. But it's different at home, you can't see them. So I think the momentum for us will be affected a little bit. But if everyone's still talking, it's like playing on like a party chat, in retail. But it's just for a lot more money, so we're to bring it, and it's going to be different, but we're going to adapt and we'll get used to it.
Awesome. Did you guys see any like issues other than like just the lag or the delay for remote gameplay?
Go ahead, Lance.
I mean, for us, we haven't really had I wouldn't say too many issues. Like every once in a while, we'll have a little bit of a delay, or maybe like a Apple closeout or something. But Sherman, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've had too much issues compared to some teams.
I think it was one day where me and Dan laid out one game each, and that was it.
Yeah. I think from the beginning, though, our org really set us up well with getting us the best internet that we could get off the start. Because I know some teams had to scramble to upgrade all that stuff, and so luckily the Mavericks have our back with our internet connections and everything like that.
Yep.
Awesome. So Coach J2K asks, what's your favorite local Dallas restaurant?
Oh, all right. There's two. It is Terry Black's and Pecan Lodge.
Okay, so which one? So do you have a favorite? They're both barbecue, right? So
see, you keep making me try to this one. But if I had to be honest, I like the style of Terry Black's. When you go in, I just like the way they have it set up a little bit more. But I would say some things at Pecan Lodge are really good that beat Terry Black's. I think something at Terry Black's beat Pecan Lodge.
Okay. So is there a dish at one and then like a dish in the other that's your favorite? Like, do you have two different like ribs
Yeah.
at this one and then mac and cheese at that one?
So it's the brisket sandwich at Terry Black's that one's bomb, and then at Pecan Lodge, I would have to go with like their sausage is amazing, and then their I'm going blank. Their I can't remember what it's called. I forgot what it was. I'll come back. I got it. Let me remember.
All right, Sherm, do you have a favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant is E-Bar, which is a Tex-Mex place right down the road. This year I haven't actually got to eat there yet, so I'm a little disappointed. But last year, me, Rex, and Mo went there probably about once, twice, maybe 3 times a week. We go there before we go to New York, and when we get back from New York, we go there too. So that's my favorite place.
Yeah, that place is fire. I like their queso. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
good.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite dish?
Yeah, my go-to is chicken enchilada.
Oh, yeah, can't go wrong. Anywhere.
Chips and salsa, it's all just great.
Yes, when you're in Texas, if you're not eating Tex-Mex, it just doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
But barbecue.
I haven't had that
barbecue
many this year.
too. Mexican and barbecue.
Definitely, I agree. Mexican food's my favorite, so.
For sure. So I think we're gonna go ahead and just start to wrap things up. I want you guys to tell people where they can follow you on social media and anywhere else.
I'll let you go, Sherm.
Social media, Twitter is Sherm2X, Instagram ShermJS, Twitch Sherm__. I got it all. It's all Sherm.
Right. Follow him everywhere.
For me, Instagram is Lance Sessions and II for like the second, and then Twitter is at Lance Jourdan.
Awesome. And you guys can follow me at MavsGG on all social media channels. You can see it down below. But you can also follow me at Jourdan Curl on most of my socials. So we really appreciate everyone coming through to the stream. Joanna, Coach J2K, Sleeties, I see you in the building. Nathan, Desro Chairs, everyone who came through to the stream, I really appreciate it. We will see you guys next week. These guys will be live in competition on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central against Hawks Talent GC. You did not want to miss it. Thank you guys for being on the show.